Good morning and welcome to a Sunday sermon. Each Sunday, we try to bring you messages of love and faith, and we try to make your life a little easier for you. This morning, we're honored with the presence of Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. King was a wonderful person. He spoke the words of love and he spoke the words of nonviolence, which is very important. So I'm going to let Dr. King speak for himself. And here he comes. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I tried to help others. I realized that the Black community needed peaceful leadership. The messages of God are very peaceful. The messages of God are very nonviolent. Yes, people added words of violence into the Bible, but the words that Jesus spoke, they were always of love, of faith, of helping others. You see, if you're going to truly follow God's words, then violence is not going to be part of them. Yes, you have to protect yourself. That is obvious. You have to have peacemakers. You have to have a military because there's always people that want what you have. You see, that's a terrible thing, but that's part of free will. You have to protect yourself and you have to understand. You have to know. And you have to believe. If you believe in the words that God spoke, if you believe that He truly loved everyone, if you believe that love is the answer, how you handle your emotions, how you handle your anger, how you handle your fear of death. You see, God's words can help you through all of these things. He spoke of all this, even though his words were very simple. I represented the Black community, but I want you to know that when you're in heaven, everyone is absolutely equal. Everyone is equal on earth. It is only in the eyes of those that hate that there are inequality. If everyone loved, then everyone would be equal. But when people show anger and hatred, there is an inequality that accompanies those words. In my time, it was very difficult for people of color. There were many white people that absolutely hated us just because of our skin color. Think about that. Why would you hate anyone because they look different? Clearly, those were not God's words. God wouldn't want you to hate. God wants you to love and to coexist and to get along, and He wants you to do it peacefully. For many, that was impossible. Many would look at us and just show this hatred. They would show violence. Many members of my faith were killed just because of their skin color. We were enslaved. Now, that was a long time ago here in this country. Black people were brought here to serve in slavery. That was a terrible institution, but it was not unique to the United States or to even North America. Slavery began in other countries. There was a long history of slavery. The Romans had slaves, the Greeks. All of the great cultures seemed to build their prosperity on the labors of slaves. When people were conquered, the losers were often enslaved. Now, the blacks were different. We were captured. Many of us were not conquered. The slave trade was a terribly evil thing. Can't be much worse. Slaves were mistreated. There's no secret about all this. This is part of history. What you need to do is understand the true history, how things happened. It was not just an American phenomenon that there were slaves. There were slaves in the countries of the Caribbean, Europe, all over the world. So it's not just unique to the United States. But it was a terrible thing. It took many, many years to overcome slavery. Even though President Lincoln said that the slaves were free, many, many white people disagreed. The whole economy of the South was built on slavery. To take away the slaves was to take away the way of life that these people understood. It was very difficult, and it took many, many years. Black individuals were still not treated equally in the time of my life. They did not have the economic opportunity. They were beginning to get the educational opportunity. Many people were working to bring them up to par with the white person, with the opportunities of the whites. There was no difference in mental capacities, but if an individual is not educated, then they appear stupid. But that has nothing to do with their brain power, with their intellectual abilities, with their abilities to accomplish things. When I walked the earth, it was a time of change. I tried to show that all men were truly created equal. That's what it said in your Constitution or our Constitution. Under God, I can assure you that all people are truly equal. Many people have disabilities. Today, you're seeing many individuals coming back from military service with disabilities. They need to be treated. They need to be understood. The Black community needed to be understood as well. Today, the Black community has made great advances. In many instances, they are treated equally. They have the same opportunity when they're born. If you educate an individual of any skin color, then you will find that they have great capabilities. God has given everyone the same capabilities. Over here, we're energy. We don't have skin color. We don't have many things that humans have. But heaven is the great equality. Heaven is the great place where love exists. God wants all individuals to become more like Him. God is pure love. God can do anything He wants, but He doesn't. He creates situations where people are challenged. People are challenged because they need to make decisions. They can decide evil or they can decide love. That is what makes human energies different from soul energies. Soul energies have choices. They can decide if they want to come back, if they want to try to learn lessons, They want to try to advance. But the main energy that soul energies understand is the great equality. We are all one. You see, if everybody just believed that, think how great it would be. Wars would cease, hatred would be diminished drastically. Love would be the main thing. Responsibility. Now, today I'm seeing many of my former skin color not showing responsibilities in the inner cities. You see, they're being deprived of opportunities. Politicians have chosen not to give them equal education, and education is the key. Many of the people of my former skin color have been delegated to living in the inner city. They do not have the opportunities to advance, to move to the suburbs. They do not have the advantage of education. So they turn to violence. Many fathers do not accept the responsibility of their children. Those children turn to drugs and violence and mobs and gangs, and nothing good comes of it. Absolutely nothing. You have to break the chain of poverty in the inner cities from members of the Black community to truly advance. You see, things were different when I walked the earth. It's quite a while ago now, but there was opportunity. Yes, there were inner cities, there was a lot of poverty, there were a lot of things going on. But the inner cities were not driven into the poverty levels that they are today. Families could live in places like Harlem. They could raise their children. The children could advance. Today, economic opportunity is being deprived from the young, from members of the middle class. The average price of a home today is far outside the economic range of most individuals. Inflation has caused great problems for all members of the communities, anyone that does not have a great wealth potential. Our children are being solely penalized for what government is allowing to take place. You see, if individuals cannot afford to buy homes to advance, to raise their children properly, to educate their children, then the great separation continues. Education is opportunity. If you deprive the young of a good education, then you are taking away all of their opportunities. Education is the key. Excuse me. Education is what is required to bring the minorities into the majorities. Think of a world where everyone is equally educated, has opportunity, has been given occupations. Think of a world where everyone sees light instead of darkness. Think of a world where everyone is treated equally. When I walked the earth, I said, I have a dream. It was a dream of equality. That dream will never, ever come true until everyone is given an equal education and educational opportunity. All individuals are creatures of God. All individuals should be treated equally, and all individuals should be given the opportunity to advance to the limits of their own capabilities. That seems like a dream world, but it was the world of which I was dreaming. Today, it's a time of opportunity. Lead the children to it, not away from it. Show love, show compassion, show coexistence. Those are the things I wanted when we walked the earth, and it's the things I still want from this side. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I truly appreciate it. I know that there are many, many good people out there. Spread God's words, and it will lay a foundation for everyone. So thank you for listening. Have a great week, and bless all of you. Thank you, Dr. King. Great message. I knew it would be. We'll be back again next week. Tell your friends about our sermons, about our messages. We try to do a lot to lead people back to God, but we can't do it alone. We need each and every one of you. So please do your best. We'll do our best, and we will truly be back again. Goodbye.